Welcome to Motivation with Marissa. I'm Marissa Mitchell. My guest today is a true testament of resilience, acceptance, forgiveness, the ultimate comeback, and a second chance. Author of Duplicity and so much more, Curtis Malone. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I try to do my best with that intro. I mean, you've done so much. I could only fit so much in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Any good words are good.
Absolutely. Now, many of us came to know you and love you as a man who helped build arguably one of the best AAU programs in the East Coast. Great career, great role model, loved by many, but then your life took a turn.
Yes.
And you ended up in federal prison. I want to begin with, how are you today?
Today, I'm blessed. I'm great. Everything is working out for me. You know, it's just patience, you know, but everything is going in the right direction as planned. So, you know, I can't complain. It's going the right way, but patience is everything.
Did you see yourself here in that state emotionally and mentally when you were in prison?
Yeah, I was ready to get back into the real world.
Yeah.
You know, and I one thing for sure, I had really made and built a really good relationship base. You know, that's what I'm based on, relationships. So I had so many relationships that I didn't feel like I didn't know which direction I would go once I returned back to society.
That's amazing. You had a solid foundation. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. You never lost sight of what you had before you entered.
Yes.
And it was solid. Well, tell me about life before and the decisions that got you there.
Well, life before was me, you know, pretty much living a double life. You know, I had, you know, ran one of the top programs in the country, made a difference in hundreds of kids' lives. You know, so it was just a day-to-day of also living a lie, you know, and the truth on one side and a lie on another side, you know. But it got a little hard towards the end. So, you know, it was an up and down emotional thing.
Yeah, and then with the drugs and being a part of that operation, when everyone realized what had happened and the charges were filed, you were in custody, how did you deal with that duplicity? I mean, we're talking about it now.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard because I felt that I let so many people down, and actually I didn't expect the support that I still had. I kind of thought a lot more people would turn their back on me and say, you know what, we done with him, you know, parents, kids, and I didn't get that. So it gave me even more motivation to keep my head up, you know, and face reality, what was going on, but figure out upon my return, how can I get back to what I love to do?
Was there ever a point where you wanted to stop what you were doing in terms of that activity, but couldn't? You were almost in too deep, if you will?
You know, living that life, you get accustomed to money. It's just like a athlete who make it to the NBA, and the first thing he want to do is go out and spend, and you don't think that your career going to stop and the ball going to stop bouncing. So you spend all your money. So living that life, you know, you have access to be able to do anything you want to do in life, you know. So I seen stopping for sure, but it wasn't during that time. And honestly speaking, before I went away, I had slowed down tremendously, you know, and hopefully it would have been my opportunity to remove myself away from it totally.
Wow. I think when we talk about people who are incarcerated or was incarcerated, we focus on what was lost, right, when they were behind bars. I want to know what was gained.
Well, what was gained was I got to really, really focus on me because I really focused on everybody else. I ended up getting with an old friend who is now my wife, because in there I went through a divorce, and I ended up marrying a childhood friend, you know, who was a sweetheart, and came home looking forward to her. So it was very motivational to get back home, and especially make sure I'd be able to take care of her like she took care of me while I was gone.
You really live Love After Lockup. You know that show that comes on? You actually live that.
Yes.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
And so you get back out.
Yes.
There's a second chance. Was there a prayer that you had in taking that on and in kind of charting a new course?
Well, every day is a prayer, you know. Going through what I went through, when you wake up and you're able, what we say is jump out of bed and step on 10 toes and be able to stand up, and you're blessed that you made it through all of that is a blessing. So, you know, again, the prayers were with me from as soon as I came home, but I knew I came home to COVID, so that was even better. So the world didn't hit me right away, you know what I mean? So it was a process that I could just sit back and allow my vision to transpire.
Yeah, and since then, I mean, you're still working with youth. You have multiple ventures, your book, Duplicity. What made you decide to write about it all?
I really just felt like people should hear Curtis' story. Because people don't know. They can look at everything you have. They can see all the glamour, the glitz, but people don't know what people go through. Everyone go through trials and tribulations. Nothing's perfect. And you really think that this person has it all, but there's so much that go inside of a person that you don't even know that they're going through their own issues. So, you know, for me, I wanted to write the book so that I can tell my story so people know how I got to where I went to and then where I came from and now where I'm at now. But I haven't written part 2 because that's going to be the redemption side.
Oh, that's coming?
Yes,
I'm looking for a movie too?
We hoping. we got our fingers crossed.
Yeah,
so
I can
we
see
have
it.
been entertaining some talks and conversations.
Yeah, more and more people need to see it in different mediums. That's why I mentioned the movie as well. You just said something very profound about how everybody is going through something in battles you know nothing about. And what came to me is that, you know, prison is not just about bars and physical walls. There are a lot of people who feel like they're in prison for a variety of reasons: shame, guilt, depression, what have you. We just recently lost Marshawn Kneeland with the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm seeing this young athlete, so much promise, just made his first touchdown in the NFL, and died by suicide. And there's so many, particularly black men, who are battling with struggles that people know nothing about. How did that story resonate with you, and did it? And what's your message to young men who may be battling those feelings today?
Well, I think that there's so many more kids that are battling mental health and going through some personal issues, you know. But if a lot of times, especially the athletes and entertainers, they don't get the help they need because most of the time all you have is yes men around you. Everybody is your yes man, so nobody really identify you have issues, you know. And I've dealt with so many kids that do have issues, and now in this, you know, this time of day in life, there's so many kids I look back on, but we didn't know people had issues. We knew kids were in special ed, you know, but a lot of that go with mental illness, you know. But again, we didn't know, you know, we just getting the kids out of the projects, just hoping they can go to college.
Oh, we've just started really recognizing mental health, really, as a community.
Yes.
So that's very, very real. So you're doing the good work, trying to help young people, all people. Tell us now about what you're doing currently in the area. Well,
I've started DC Assault back up. So right now, just focusing on the book also along with DC Assault. So we just got a sponsorship deal from New Balance, the shoe company.
Congratulations.
Yes, so I was blessed. I thought they would want to change the name, but they were like, no, we want that name back because it's very, very valuable, and it did so much. So I was blessed that they didn't want to change the name and make me change the name. And, you know, I have a company that I'm in partnership with called Reloom. We just renamed it Reloom. It was Campus VR, where we do virtual tour videos of campuses. Now we're doing virtual tours of weddings. So, you know, people can go back and look at their wedding in VR with the Oculus and all those things on. So I got that. And then beginning of the year, I'll go back to doing my speaking engagements. But, just started a sports agency, my own, me and a daughter.
So do you have 25 hours in a day?
It's almost 25.
And 8 days in a week?
My wife said, I've never seen nothing like it. I can go to sleep at 2 and be up at 6. She said, there's no way I need 8 hours, but I don't. It's all my life.
That is just incredible.
All my life.
I normally end this segment with a question, and the question is always, this is Motivation with Marissa, what's motivating you these days? But I have a different question for you, since your book is titled Duplicity. We're all dealing with duplicities.
Yes.
Motivate the person who doesn't know how to accept the duplicity in their life.
Okay, well, with accepting duplicity, you have to be able to be accountable for your actions, your decisions, whether it's your job, whether it's your wife, whether it's your husband. You have to be honest with yourself, and, you have to be real. And regardless of whatever you're doing, it's going to come to light eventually. So, you just have to be real with yourself and try to make the best decisions you could so you don't have to deal with consequences.
But if you do take accountability,
Yes.
own up to it, and try to
Yes.
make it better for yourself and somebody else.
It will get better.
Yeah,
it will get better.
Oh, Curtis, thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you for sharing
having
your
me.
life.
I appreciate
and being
you.
so transparent
Yes.
and open. I think you're helping more people than you know.
Okay, I hope so. Thank you.